Alright, guys, so if you know anything, you guys know that not only have I covered Big Bang Theory in the past, I've talked about Young Sheldon, I've talked about Georgie and Manny's first marriage, and among other things within the Big Bang Theory franchise. Now, again, going into the Big Bang Theory, and the Big Bang Theory it is, I would say, a very beloved franchise. Does it have its flaws? Yes. Um, Going over it again, which is somewhat what we're going to be doing, Young Sheldon, Georgie, and Mandy, and how my thoughts have changed a little bit in the process of all the shows, the story, and another spinoff they're going to be doing, which I'm going to give my thoughts on, and among other things. So, first off, I want to talk about the new, or actually the spinoff. So, again, if you guys don't know about the Big Bang Theory, again, go check it out. I do recommend it. With the continuation, not really the continuation of how the ending went, and you know, Sheldon and Amy, they get their award. They apparently have two children. They name them after obviously Leonard and Penny. Leonard and Penny are married. They have a child together. Just don't know, if it's a boy or a girl. If they're all living in the same place. Howard and Bernadette, they have two children and don't know what happened to him. Raj, have no idea. I think they really dropped the ball with Raj. With he should have either ended up with the one that I guess they were going to be doing the arranged marriage. I think that would have made a lot more sense for his character, especially with having amount of issues with women. I think they should have just kept him with that character, and it also with going into young Sheldon of how Sheldon grew up, how he lost his father, dealing with Georgie and Missy, how Georgie became how Georgie is. Same thing with Missy, especially when we meet them in Big Bang Theory of how Missy's relationship is with Sheldon, how her relationship is with her mother, and how George's relationship is with not only Missy but their mother and Sheldon, and going in more of that, especially in young Sheldon, and also his relationship with his Meemaw, and among other things. So again, I can watch Big Bang Theory still and laugh my head off. I still like Big Bang Theory. I think Big Bang Theory was a good stepping stone for a good franchise, but at the same time, everybody says, oh, well, it fell off because they were focusing more on relationships. They were focusing more on this. Again, I understand that, but at the same time, from a guy that likes nerdy stuff, that collects nerdy stuff, that plays video games, likes comic books, likes Yu-Gi-Oh cards, Pokemon cards, etc., etc. You know, ones like us can have a relationship and find that person and it works out. And that's happened with me, thankfully. Um, and part of that's the story of Big Bang. Um, did it all make sense? No, it didn't. Was I shocked that Leonard and Penny finally got together? Yes, because again, someone that looks like her has that the beauty and a little bit of an airhead, a lot of common sense, a lot of street smarts, and getting with a nerdy guy that is very rare in what I found in my life experience. And does that happen? Possibly, but was that relationship solid? No. I feel like the Mary we got to know in Big Bang Theory, that she was, someone we could put up with. It was funny. It was someone who put Sheldon in his place. Because for the longest time, I didn't like Sheldon. And there's times like I still don't like Sheldon. I think he's a very annoying, egotistical, self righteous prick at times. And he thinks he's better than everybody else because of his smarts. And obviously, that's not the case. There's times it's funny, there's times it's not. Um, then going into Young Sheldon, I think, really ruined the character Mary for a lot of people because again, younger version of Mary for the story of Mary, and again, I'm not trying to give hate on the actresses. I'm not by no means. Um, but obviously someone that has grown up in the South, that is from the South, that has seen different kind of religions, can see what happens when you have a family member that is very involved in the church and really revolves that life around not only themselves, their children, and tries to force it on them and among on others, and tries to act very self-righteous, that tries to act like you're better, and things of that nature. Now again, not everybody's like that, but there are some people that I have met that are like that, and beyond. um, and then Georgie, you know, being an airhead, being an idiot, being a stupid teenage kid, and then getting with Mandy, having a baby with her, stepped up to the plate. I'll give the guy credit. He stepped up to the plate. He, made a lot of rights out of wrongs and promising to look after his family, especially with his dad. The whole thing about, Sheldon seeing his dad with another woman when it wasn't the case. Um, his dad passing away, seeing Missy go crazy now in Big Bang, not Big Bang, but Young Sheldon and Georgie and May's first marriage. That was a lot of stuff, man. I mean, it's crazy on how the characters you really, you don't mind, either you like more or you despise, because going into Georgie and Mandy, it's like, I'm gonna be honest, I could not deal with Mary or Audrey. I could not deal with either one of those women. Um, because you got Audrey, who is very um like almost like another version of Mary, not much into the religion part, but still acting like she's better, very entitled, very not knowing when to say something and not to say something. Same thing with Mary. Mary acts like because she goes to church, she's so involved and everything has to have, religion in it, that you have to do this, this, that, and the other. And again, to people that do that, all power to you, but again, with the way these characters act, and Georgie and Mandy, and seeing Georgie go through it, and even Mandy go through it, I have said many times, Audrey is probably going to be the main reason why they get a divorce, because either something's going to happen where Mandy does something and Georgie disagrees with it, and then her mother's going to be in her ear, or maybe there's another guy interested in her, or an ex, and something happens and her mom's like, oh well, because we all know she wants Georgie gone in a heartbeat. As long as she has control over Mandy, Connor, and Cece, she's good. And at the same thing with Connor, I didn't like his character at first. I didn't like him and Georgie and Mandy. And he's kind of started to grow on me with the, getting a girl and actually, realizing how his mother is, or known how his mother is, but he wasn't very vocal until Georgie came around. And also, his sister giving him more of a time of day and all these other kind of things. And it's really crazy. And then going into the spinoff that they're going to be doing with Stuart, his girlfriend, and two other characters, I believe. The one that was the geologist, I believe, and Kripke. Again, I don't see the reason why to bring those characters into their own show. They were funny as side characters. There was times it was funny as side characters, but then that's all they were side characters. So with them getting their own series, their own spinoff, I'm wondering how long that's gonna last because of them being side characters. Same thing could be said about Young Sheldon, Georgie and Mandy, same deal. Uh, because they've been so focused on the Cooper clan. They've been so focused on the Cooper family. So it makes me wonder how this show's going to be going. Now, again, if they could have done their own show, I would prefer Howard and Bernadette trying to raise the kids, having Raj around, being Uncle Raj. And then, Raj goes through his own trials and tribulations, and then we see maybe Penny and Leonard come around maybe every once in a while, seeing how they're doing, or a Penny and Leonard series. But again, I have not heard anything. There's been a lot of rumors of either these, the actors have either said, hey, I don't mind doing it, or they want the money or the time, or whatever. Um, And everybody's getting older. Everybody's getting older, and there's going to be a time when no one can do it no more. Everybody. I think they started this in their 20s and 30s. I think late 20s, early 30s. So uh, everybody's getting older. I mean, I remember watching Big Bang when I was in my late teens or early teens or mid teens, and I'm in my early 30s now. So again, the Big Bang franchise has been going around now for a while, so it makes me wonder what exactly they're going to do. How long are we going to string out these characters until there's really no more left to show, to talk about? Um, could we see a more of a story of Leonard, of the things that he had to deal with his mother and father, or Penny with her crazy family, or Raj and his family, or Howard and his mother? I mean, again, we got a lot of that in the Big Bang Theory, but will we see more? Who knows? But I feel like a lot of my things that I have talked about within the Big Bang Theory, I feel like I've stayed the same, but also has changed. I don't really like the character Mary anymore. Um, Not a fan of it. I like younger Meemaw better. That's played by Annie Potts. I think she does an amazing job as Meemaw. Sheldon, take or leave the character. Howard, I can still deal with Howard. Amy, I like the character. I'm not a fan of the actress due to a lot of the stuff that she talks about for political. So I don't pay attention to any of that anymore. It's one of those, you have your opinion. It is your opinion, and that's that. Same thing. The reason why I do what I do on this channel, I talk about what I want to talk about, and if you don't like it, that's fine. If you do, cool. But be respectful. I think there's all the other actors. They look like they've been trying to do something, but nothing either has landed, or some have landed on good series, or something they've enjoyed. So good on them. But I don't think the Big Bang Theory is going, the franchise itself is going to continue as long as people think, because sooner or later these actors are going to be getting too old to either do the role, or to want to do the role anymore, or due to ratings and funding and everything of that nature, and especially of how long they do as well too. So I will be doing, or by the time you see this video, I either already did it or after, for Georgie and Mandy as well. So let me know what you guys think about this. Um, do you still enjoy Big Bang Theory? Did you enjoy Young Sheldon more? Do you enjoy Georgie and Mandy more? What is your thoughts on the new spinoff that we're going to be getting for the Big Bang Theory? Are you going to watch it? Are you looking forward to it? What are your thoughts on it? Let me know about it down in the comments, and I'll see you as always on the next one.